Last November was a good month for this self-taught animator, filmmaker and game developer. People were lining up to buy tickets for a movie he created, and he just couldn't believe his eyes.
Reception has been good. People are excited. Some people thought there's just no way this was Kenya. And, people were like, wow, seriously. So it's been very exciting to seeing people line up to buy tickets. That was very exciting.
The movie he wrote, animated and directed is TeraStorm, Kenya's submission for the Oscars. TeraStorm premiered in cinemas in November.
TeraStorm is an African superhero feature film based on it's a combination of African mythology and science fiction. So basically this team of heroes comes together to fight a wizard who is threatening to destroy the earth with an artifact.
Making TeraStorm was a dream nurtured over many years for Andrew.
With this discovery,
we've always had an interest in animation since I was a child. I remember first seeing cartoons on KBC in the 90s, and that's kind of where my love for animation grew. I used to watch Disney, Mickey Mouse, that kind of thing, and I didn't know it was called animation, but I knew the moment I saw it that's what I wanted to do when I grew up. I remember watching Jurassic Park in 1995, and I was told the dinosaurs were not real. I didn't understand what that meant, but that sparked my interest.
Andrew, however, never got the opportunity to study the craft in school. At the time, in the 90s, animation had not yet come of age in Kenya. But what he lacked in formal education, he more than made up for with absolute dedication by learning all he could through reading books and going to cyber cafes. A decade ago, Andrew produced an animation called Wageuzi, one of his early creations that started creating a buzz around him.
The feedback was good. People were amazed. I even got called by a couple of the politicians. It was interesting, the experience. They wanted me to do animation for their campaign, all these things. But sometimes politics gets tricky, so I just left that on the side. But that's what started to get my name out there and also started getting opportunities for me. That was 10 years ago.
Other productions he has worked on include the popular satirical puppet show, The XYZ Show, and a video game he developed called Nairobi X. His additional animation creations sit on his YouTube page.
In 2016, I opened a YouTube channel called Hero Smashers. I was doing animations for different superheroes, and one video on that channel blew up. It has about 300 million views, one video. With about 300 million views. The whole channel has maybe 500 million views, so it's a really big channel. It was a video for a bunch of superheroes fighting each other. So it really just exploded. In the first week of release, I think it had 1 million views in 1 week, then just kept going.
From reading books and going to cyber cafes, animation technology has evolved to allow Andrew transform inanimate objects into living, thinking characters that create fun and engaging entertainment for people.
The technology has evolved significantly, it's a quantum leap, because I remember the first film I did in 2011, the Wageuzi, which is about 11 minutes long. I was using 4 computers to do the processing. It took forever to do. The kind of technology that is there now, that same film would maybe have taken at most 1 month to do, which took maybe 6 to 9 months then. So it's a huge leap in both the software and the hardware. Especially the software. Without that particular software I'm using called Unreal Engine, I would not have been able to do this film. It would have been impossible, or just ridiculously expensive. So it's changed a lot.
The world of animation has opened doors to a growing demand for content, and while Andrew still wants to tell stories through film, his goal now is to transition to directing.
My goals have shifted a little bit. Initially, my goal was maybe to be an animator in maybe Disney or Pixar. That was the initial goal. Now my goal is more towards directing, and I want to do films and games, but more of the direction, rather than just being the one always sitting at the computer doing the work. I want to eventually have a large team of people who can do that while I play a more director role. But we have so many stories, we have so much content that can be told through films and games. Still, that's the direction I want to go.